Many bead designs for you to obtain, so here's another just for you, the Modified Ladder Keychain. The Modified Ladder Keychain is an intriguing project different from others, no need to compare. It's a unique design that has a look of ladders or squares. Its fascinating shape looks great, taking shoots at this ladder because it's no snake. It's a bead design that's fast, fun, and easy to make. So let's get ready for this tutorial, satisfy your creative needs. Feel free to give this video a like, enjoy this episode of TurboBeads. Here's a list of everything you need to make the Modified Ladder Keychain. Before starting this project, I'm just letting you know that I'm using S-Skitty strings made by Pepperell Braiding Company. It's a round plastic lace that has a bit of flexibility to it, and it works great. With that being said, I'm just keeping you informed and just letting you know this is a personal choice. This is not a sponsored video. To make the Modified Ladder Keychain, you'll start out by taking 3 feet of string, matching up the ends, creating a loop on the other end of that string. Now that you have your loop, you're going to take your 2 match ends of string, you're going to wrap those around that loop, creating a second loop. You'll take your 2 match ends and go through that second loop, pulling the string all the way through until you've created a knot. Continue pushing the knot toward the top, ensuring that the string is tied tight until your loop size is just right. This is what it should look like. As a quick tip, let me inform you on using tape to hold down the project, making it a bit easier as you assemble this project. As you'll see from here, we'll have 2 ends of string to use to add beads to that string. But before we continue, we're going to use the straw technique for each section of the keychain. So what you'll do is take a straw and split it down the center by cutting it with scissors. Splitting the straw down the center will make it easier to add beads to that straw. Basically, what we're doing is using that straw as a stabilizer for the rows of beads, keeping them straight, aligned, and in place. Let's go ahead and add 2 silver beads to that straw. Once you have those beads on the straw, looking just like this, you're going to cut off the end of that straw, keeping that straw hidden within those beads. Then from here, we're going to take our stabilized row of beads, taking one end of the string and adding those beads to that string. Now that we have those beads on that string, we're going to take our other end of string and run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you have both ends of the string through those beads, you'll pull both ends of the string evenly until you've reached the top. Now that we've finished this first row, creating the next section is just as simple. What we'll do is we'll take a straw split down the center and add 2 silver beads to that straw. Once you have those beads on that straw, you'll cut off the end of that straw, keeping it from showing through the sides. Now, we'll take that stabilized row of beads, taking one end of the string and adding those beads to that string, letting them run to the top. Once again, we're going to take a straw that's been split down the center and we're going to add 2 clear beads to that straw. Once you have those beads on the straw, again, you'll cut off the end of the straw, keeping it from showing through the sides. From here, you'll take that stabilized row of beads and the other end of string, which is on the right, and add those clear beads to that string, letting them run toward the top. At this point, we're going to again take a straw that's been split down the center and add 2 silver beads to that straw. Then, we're going to cut off the end of that straw, keeping it from showing through the sides. You'll take that stabilized row of beads and one end of the string and add those beads to that string. Once you have that stabilized row of beads on that string, you're going to take your other end of string, running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you get both ends of the string through those beads, again, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. Be sure to pull that string just enough to keep those beads in a tight formation. As you'll see, it'll all come together looking in a square shape, just like this. We'll continue adding beads to the string, creating sections that look just like this. Creating the next section is just as simple as the one before. Again, we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to add 2 clear beads to that string. Of course, there's a straw in between. We're going to run those beads toward the top. Then we're going to take our other end of string, adding 2 silver beads to that string, running those beads toward the top as well. Then from here, we're going to take 2 silver beads, add them to one end of the string, taking our other end of string and running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you get that string through all of those beads, with both ends of the string coming to each side, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. Again, be sure to pull that string just enough to keep those beads in a tight formation. As you can see, we've created a pattern looking just like this, which we will continue alternating the clear beads on each side, making it look like the silver beads are running in an S shape. So continue adding stabilized rows of beads to the string, creating sections for this keychain. With this visual, you will see that creating this design is pretty simple and straightforward, with its repeated steps of adding 2 beads on each end of the strings, then creating a row of 2 beads on both strings, bringing those beads together into a square shape. Remember, there's a straw in between all of the beads, keeping those rows straight, aligned, and in place. Just don't forget to pull that string just enough to keep those beads in a tight formation. As I've mentioned before, we've alternated the clear and silver beads for this pattern to appear as the silver beads are in an S shape. With these combination of colors, I think it makes a great color scheme, but of course you're always able to design this project using the colors of your choosing. Leave a comment below letting me know what cool color combinations you choose to use for this design. Now that we've finished the 7th row, closing off the 6th section, we'll tie off each end of strings with a knot to lock all of these beads into place, ensuring that those beads don't fall off. With this visual, you will see that tying the string in the knot is as easy as it seems. As I've mentioned before, be sure that you tie off both ends of strings with knots that are nice and secure, ensuring that the beads are locked into place. Again, with this visual, you will see that tying the string in the knot is just as easy as it seems. Now that our knots are tied on each end of the strings and those beads are locked into place, we're going to take both ends of strings again and we're going to tie another knot. It would be a square knot this time. Just like we've done before, we're going to take both ends of string, matching them up, creating a loop. Then we're going to take those 2 matched ends of string and run those through the loop. Pull that string all the way through, pushing that knot toward the top. Be sure that your knot is tied nice and tight to ensure everything stays locked into place. Now that our knot is tied, looking just like this, we're ready to add on a few more beads on each end of the strings to finish this design. Let's start out by taking one end of the string and adding 3 beads to that string, using the pattern of silver, clear, and silver on the end. Once you get those beads on the string, run those beads toward the top. Then from here, we're going to tie that string in the knot, keeping those beads from falling off the end. Again, with this visual, you'll see that tying the string in the knot is as easy as it seems. Let me be sure to mention that you'll want to tie this knot as many times as necessary to keep those beads from falling off. This knot is only being used as a stopper. Once your string is tied and those beads are locked into place, next you'll just carefully cut off the tied loose end of string. With one end of string left, we can do the same thing as we did with the other side by taking this end of string and adding 3 beads to that string. Again, we're going to stick with that same pattern of silver, clear, and a silver bead on the end. Once you get those beads on that string, run those beads toward the top. Now that we have those 3 beads on that string, we're going to use that string and tie a knot into it to keep those beads from falling off the end. Continue watching and you will see that tying the string in the knot is as easy as it seems. As I've mentioned before, be sure to tie that knot as many times as you feel is necessary to ensure those beads don't fall off. Once your knots are tied and all of those beads are locked into place, you'll carefully cut off the tied loose end of string, and your modified ladder keychain is now complete. And there you have it, another fine keychain design that was fast, fun, and easy to make. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful and you can create one just as great. If there's anything you would like to add, requests or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you're new or you just haven't already, don't forget that you can always subscribe if you want to be notified for more bead tutorials just like this one. Hoping you'll tune in for the next one to satisfy your creative needs. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching TurboBeads.